We got Megan in the house. Megan just landed a 102K OTE role in 38 days as a partner sales rep with Ground Truth. She's here to share her story, her journey, and what this experience was like. So, Megan, welcome. Thanks for being here. The first question I have for you is, where were you before the SWORD program, and where are you now?
Yes, so thank you for having me. And before the program, I honestly was really lost in terms of what I wanted to do. And I didn't really have faith in myself that I could land a sales role. And even if I did, I was expecting something the bare minimum, like maybe making 40,000, just even to just get my foot in the door. And then with the SWORD program, I feel like I gained so much confidence and also just felt like there's so many questions along with this process, and there's always something to kind of fall back on. And even talking to you directly, but even just all the material that you had was just such a good soundboard and guiding light for me throughout the whole process.
Incredible. And you
Yeah.
jumped in right after graduation, which was crazy.
Yeah.
And you did so well with it. That's such a busy season of life, but you jumped right in and you absolutely just did an amazing job. So well done. What
Thank you.
was the biggest result we achieved together?
I think for me personally was just, like I said, gaining confidence and believing that this is a job that doesn't take the highest grades in college or the most internships or, it really is just more how much work are you willing to put in, and can you speak well to yourself and to the traits that I think I knew I had, but wasn't, confident enough to kind of share, if that makes sense. So I think that's the biggest payoff for me, but also just even the resume help and the cover letters and the outreach, sending videos and not being afraid to connect with people on LinkedIn and just realizing that this role takes a lot of just confidence. So yeah, that's my overall takeaway.
Which is the beauty of sales. Anyone can do it if you're willing to work hard and show up. Doesn't matter what you did before. Doesn't matter how smart or what your GPA was or wasn't.
Mhm.
Like it doesn't matter. Smart people, people like me, anyone can get into sales if you're
Yeah.
willing to work hard. And you crushed it. You did it
Yeah.
fast too.
And
Um, yeah,
Oh, I was just gonna say, yeah, that's what you said at the beginning too. You weren't, it's not something that you said, oh, everybody can do it, or, this is for everybody. No, you definitely preface it with, look, if you want to get into this, and you have to be serious about it and be willing to work. So there was no sugarcoating there. And I mean, it paid off.
Yeah, 100%. Most people are working a job right now where they're overworked, but they
Hmm.
don't get rewarded for the work that they're doing. The
Hmm.
only difference with sales is you are committing to being totally at capacity of your workload, but you're going to get rewarded for it, both in the short
Right.
term monetarily, but long term career growth wise.
Yeah.
What made you initially want to sign up for Sword?
Like I said, so I had always wanted to go into something maybe more traditional media, public relations. But then throughout my senior year, it dawned on me, which I know this is maybe kind of late for this to dawn on me, but if I want to live in a big city like New York or LA or San Diego, well, I can't have a salary where I'm making barely even $30,000 after taxes. Like that's just not going to work. And I wasn't that thrilled about it anyway. So I kind of had this switch like, wow, so many successful people in my life are in technology sales. And is this something maybe I could do? But again, like I said, I didn't know if it was for me. And I guess I didn't really need anybody to tell me, hey, you should be doing this, but I needed to find that in myself. And so when I found Sword, I felt like, okay, wow, this is these steps that I need to be able to do it. And I just needed something to kind of guide me and push me in the right direction towards landing a job.
Yeah, I have a very similar story.
Yeah.
I don't even know if you know this, but
Hmm.
my senior year, I was a healthcare administration major, and you're supposed to like run hospitals one day
Hmm.
with that
Yeah.
major. I did not want to do that. I had no idea what I wanted to do. And I had someone in my life say, hey, you should try
Yeah.
sales. So, very similar story. And I think a
Yeah.
lot of us end up here that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. And I think it's a good switch if you're somebody who's just generally a people person and really like face to face interaction and like seeing results. It's kind of a no brainer. And like you said, there's people stuck in roles where they're working super hard but not really getting rewarded for that. And I
Mhm.
feel like that's a quick way to burn out. So I'm glad I made the switch when I did and not a few years post college, post grad, kind of hating my job and not liking my lifestyle. So I'm, yes, just
Yeah,
so thankful I found it.
totally. And with regard to us working together,
Yeah.
what was it like working with me?
Yeah. I honestly, it was awesome. It was just kind of not like you were AI, but literally like the chat thing on a website. You're always there to respond right away, there to help, but also you don't just, I don't ask a question and you just give the answer. You actually make me work and think and produce answers that I would on my own. You don't just, hand a platter and say, this is exactly what to do, which I think is great because that's kind of what helps me build that confidence was everything I did was you helped, but it was on my own. So I think that was the perfect balance. And
Yeah,
yeah, that you're just a great mentor, great coach, and yeah, nothing but great things.
I've never been likened to a chat support bot on a website, but I actually love that description, and I will wear that with pride. That's
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah.
In specific to my coaching
Yeah.
style, what was your favorite part about my coaching style?
I think it was just that you would say if I had a question, you would have an answer, but it wasn't, A plus B equals C. Like it took me thinking and me working and putting in effort and time and creating those videos and you provided references but not a direct script, and I just think as somebody who can get kind of in their head and look for direct answers, it was a really good challenge for me to just say, look, this is guidance but also this is on you. So I think that was my favorite part about your coaching style was just it was helpful and like nurturing and pushing you in the right direction, but ultimately you're not going to get anybody the job. This is why we're in the program to, get it on our own and work for it. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's really important because if you felt like I got you the job, when you're in the job, you're gonna just have imposter syndrome the whole time. Be like,
Hmm.
well, did I actually deserve this? Am I actually qualified for this? So finding that balance of support, but also building confidence in you is key. Because
Yeah,
I don't want to just help you get a job. I want you to go crush that job and do an amazing job and be confident that they picked you because of you. And that's what you went
definitely.
and did.
Yeah, that's kind of what this whole thing has felt like. Dating or even sorority recruitment, it's if they aren't picking you back, then I don't think it's a good fit. And I think that's the most kind of like humbling and also hardest thing to accept sometimes because that there was a job along this process that I really wanted and had my heart set on, and I didn't get it back. I didn't even make it far in. And at first it was okay, I am not good enough to have a job better than this. And then all of a sudden it's this other opportunity came along. And you said that too. That's another great thing about your coaching style is this is part of sales and you're not going to get every job that you want right away and the right one will come to you when it does. So,
Totally.
yeah.
What's something you learned in the program that you think anyone watching this would benefit from?
I think hmm I would say don't be afraid of the outreach, I guess, or sending the videos, friending people, reaching out to other SDRs. Just don't feel like it's weird because in other real world settings, messaging people, sending them videos doesn't feel natural. But in this setting, it's what I think made me stand out the most and made me feel the most equipped too to when you have those conversations with people who already have the role and just kind of not being afraid to put yourself out there because that's what we're going to be doing now in the
Yeah,
future in the workplace. So,
I think there's this dissonance, especially when you're in college, where you just view yourself as a college student, and
mhm.
then you look at the professional world like, wow, like they're so. It's almost like when you're in middle school and you're the sixth grader and you see the eighth
Yeah,
graders, you're
yeah,
like, they're so cool. Like I could never talk to them, but it's the people who are willing to step out and put themselves out there and be bold and be confident that are going to get the attention. Because at the end of the day, all of these people are just people,
yeah.
right? And if you can just bring yourself forward, your face, your energy,
Mhm.
all of that, then they're going to be magnetized to you and they're going to want to talk to you.
Right. Yeah. And it's awesome because this program helps me get the job, but there's so many things that I'm still going to reference. And I don't know what I'm even doing it. I haven't had a first day. I'm barely through onboarding, so there's so many little things that I'm still going to take away from the program, even probably years into the future. So
Love it.
yeah,
Love
yeah,
it. Last
yeah,
question for
yeah.
you. If someone was on the fence about joining the sword program, what
Mhm.
would you say to them?
I would just say, do you want to get a job quickly and do you want to stand out and do you want to feel confident that you're the right person for the job? Then join the program, because I've thought about this so many times. Everybody else is probably floating through and maybe has some references, but this is a textbook way. Follow these steps, do the work, you will be rewarded. So I think it's kind of, I mean, it's a no-brainer. It's a worth the investment, worth the time. And
Yeah.
yeah,
Enough said right there.
yeah,
The proof is in the pudding. I
mhm,
mean, Megan, you started this process as a college grad, having no idea what you wanted to do, didn't have the confidence to know what you
yeah,
wanted to do, and just through a self discovery process, through working hard, through committing, you are now on the other side
yeah,
with an incredible job.
yeah,
And you're going to be moving to the big city.
yeah.
So,
Thank
congratulations. Thank you
you.
so much for the opportunity to work with you. And I'm super proud of you.
Thank you so much. No, thank you.